So I'm going to talk about the narcissist and their cookies. I don't even know where this download came from, but you guys already know that I'm a content creator. So when the download comes in, that means that actually there's a message that I want to pass on. The narcissist will sometimes tell you things like, "I would like to have the cookie, but I also have to have the other cookie." So many of you guys who have been with these individuals, you already know that these people, they like skipping and jumping from one person to another. So they always like going out there and switching between supplies. So the narcissist depends. Sometimes you can be with you, they will be with you, and there is some things you can offer. You may be a person who is you're running your own company, so you're doing well financially. Maybe you're living in a big house, or maybe you're driving a beautiful car, or maybe sometimes you're very good in bed, so you give them very, very good sex. And most of the times, that is your cookie. So that is the cookie that you can offer the narcissist. But I remember doing a video 2 years ago, and I told you guys that the narcissist is simply insatiable. There is no amount of fuel that will give a narcissist that is going to be enough for them. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter. You give a narcissist $1 million, they're going to cheat on you. You can build for them the biggest house in the vicinity, in the neighborhood, they're going to cheat on you. You can offer them the best sex, they will cheat on you. So these individuals, they are empty souls and empty vessels. They are empty shells. So it's like pouring water into an empty bucket. It doesn't matter how much water you pour into that bucket, the bucket will never be full. So that is what we're talking about by an empty soul. So those are very insatiable beasts. Now, what you need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that the narcissist, they enjoy validation. So normally when you're coming to the end of those entanglements or whatever relationships, whichever you want to call them, you look around and you will see that there's a likeliness and there's a very big chance the narcissist is already cheating on you. So they're running behind your back probably and they're already sleeping with somebody else. And most of the times it's very funny because the narcissist cheats on you, but at the same time they don't want to let you go. So they are sleeping with someone else. They might even sometimes make it known to you that they're actually sleeping with someone else. They might even throw it in your face, like was the case in my own scenario, my own situation. But at the same time, they don't want to let you go. Because you see, the thing is, the person who is with a narcissist can offer a certain type of a cookie. You know what I mean? So your cookie is not going to be the same cookie like the other person the narcissist is seeing behind your back. So the narcissist may run off and cheat on you, because they have already met someone who is going to offer them a special, particular kind of cookie. And sometimes you can even be surprised. It's a very small thing, you know? So the narcissist may leave you in a very big mansion. You guys are doing well. You've been working together. You've been having money. Everything has been okay. And the narcissist is going to run off and and go around and sleep with a beggar. Or they may go around somewhere behind your back and they are going to go around and sleep with a prostitute. It is one of the most disturbing things, ladies and gentlemen, to realize that there is nothing you can never give the narcissist that is enough. So personally, I used to hear those things during the devaluation stage, the devaluation stage in that time. So this is the moment whereby you're negotiating with the narcissist. So you want to understand where this relationship is going or whatever friendship is going. So you are trying to ask, what exactly do you want to do? Because now, apparently, as I can see, or as you can see in that moment, they're already seeing someone else. So you may sometimes offer them that, okay, so if that's the case, that you're already seeing someone else, why don't we just let it go? You know what I mean? Why don't we just carry on and everybody goes the other way and let it go? Because most of the times in those process of devaluation, that is the exact time when the triangulation as well is kicking in. So that is the devaluation stage whereby the narcissist as well already sleeping with somebody else, most of the times behind your back. So what usually happens is that the narcissist is going to make it very known to you that they still want you around. So they cannot let you go. But at the same time, they cannot stop themselves from seeing somebody else. So they cannot actually stop themselves from cheating on you. You know what I mean? So that's where now you see they are going to put you in this web whereby you feel like you're hooked in that entanglement, and it's like you don't want to leave because you are a little bit scared that, okay, so when you leave, is the narcissist already going to jump into the other relationship fully, or what are you going to leave behind? So sometimes you're into this, you're in this kind of a bubble whereby you're thinking that you're most likely going to lose this individual, and actually maybe sometimes you're even worried that you're going to be missing out on anything. You know what I mean? And this particular individual has created this illusion for a purpose. They have done it on purpose because they know when you already know the other person that is on the other side, the new supply who is on the other side, it is going to become very, very difficult for you to detach from them. You know what I mean? So it's like a trap. It's like they are trapping you psychologically for you to believe that when you let them go, because they are cheating on you, they are going to run into somebody else. And sometimes for the victim, only the thought of that alone is very tormenting for you to know that you're going to leave somebody behind and they're already going to run off. Because in that time, probably you have even sometimes been seeing the new supply, or you already know, they have already confirmed to you that they're seeing somebody else. And most of the times you're going to see, many times they are actually blaming it on you. They are saying, okay, so I told you many years ago, you have to do this, and you refuse to listen. You know what I mean? The things like that. So sometimes you're going to see them bring up a lot of stories. Most of the things that have been happening so many years ago, and they're going to bring back those stories in relation to what is going on at that moment, because they want to keep you in that trap whereby you cannot be able to detach from them, whether it is physically or emotionally. Now, like I've said, you guys, the cookies, what I'm talking about here, the cookies is simply supply, you know. So the supply comes in different shapes. So you can find the victim of a narcissist who is doing well financially, but they may not be doing well sexually. And then you may sometimes see the narcissist is already running off with somebody who is actually doing well sexually, but not doing well financially. So now it creates a very big mess in the narcissist's mind, because the narcissist does not have the capacity to sit down with you and have an adult conversation that, okay, so this is what is going on, this is what is going wrong, we can try to fix this, or we need some therapy, or we need some help, let's try to do this, or let's try to do that. So they are not the guys who are wired like that to come to the bottom of the problem and see if they can solve the problem between the two of you. So normally what they do for them is like they just don't care. They will not talk about the problem, they will just carry on and go look for a particular source of supply who can offer a particular type of a cookie. So that's when you're going to see a lot of times during this triangulation, the narcissist is going to come around and tell you things like, hey, listen, um, that new boyfriend or whatever, new girlfriend, the new girlfriend I'm seeing at the moment, they are very good in bed and the things like that. They'll even sometimes tell you the size of their body shapes, the size of their private parts and the things like that. They are going to mention to you very, very destructive things that are actually going to torment your brain. And when I'm talking about these things, ladies and gentlemen, you already have to know that I've already been there. So I've already seen and heard everything. You know what I mean? So they are going to actually explain to you each and every small detail that they are doing with the new supply. So this is an emotional trap whereby they are setting you up actually to become tormented psychologically, whereby now wherever you are, you're just thinking about that incident of whatever it is they are doing with that new supply, with a different cookie somewhere out there. You know what I mean? And what is even more tormenting is when they are talking about somebody that you have not even seen. So sometimes they will be talking about somebody. Oh, I'm dating this guy. I met somebody else and this and this. But at the same time, I cannot let you go. But our relationship is very difficult. But I met the other person and they are good in bed, or they are giving me a lot of money, or they are driving me around town, or they are taking me on holidays. And these are the things that you cannot do. So that is where the victims of abuse get very, very tormented with those individuals. You know what I mean? And most of the times it's not because you didn't really want to offer these things to the narcissist. So it's just because sometimes you are run out of fuel. Sometimes the narcissist is going to drain you to that extent whereby you're going to feel extremely tired and exhausted, and you feel in your spirit that there's nothing more you can offer to these individuals, because no matter how much you try and no matter what you try to do, it is not enough. So we're talking about extremely insatiable beings that there's nothing you can do to them is going to be enough for them. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Ladies and gentlemen, a narcissist can be with you 25 years. They can be with you 20 years, they can be with you 14 years, but in those long relationships, you are the main cookie. So they have got intervals in those relationships whereby they are running every now and then to a new source of supply. So they're running off every now and then here and there. They're going there, sleeping with someone, coming back and uh, carrying on with that entanglement. And then they're going to run off after 2 months, sleep with somebody. And most of the times, what is even the most scary thing, a lot of victims, they can be with those individuals for 20 years, 25 years, and they will never know that really the person that they have been engaged with all this time, they have actually been cheating on them. So most of the times, you're not even seeing these cookies that the narcissists are dating behind the back. You know what I mean? So you had best believe, ladies and gentlemen, that when you're dealing with insatiable beings, when you're dealing with empty vessels and empty souls, you're going to be hurt. When we're talking about dating these people, this kind of individuals, energy vampires, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to be hurt to that degree you've never seen before. So those individuals, they will hurt you physically, they will hurt you emotionally, they will hurt you psychologically, they will exhaust you. You will feel like the gas is out. Ladies and gentlemen, the gas is out and it's like you cannot even move one step further. That's what it means to date a narcissist. You know what I mean? So the cookies, like I've been saying, um, the cookies are a supplement to the cookie that they already have. That's why I've told you that in the beginning of this video, that the narcissists normally they want to talk about these cookies. And most of the time they're going to talk about these cookies at the end of the relationship. You know what I mean? So when the relationship is coming to the end, that's when you're going to start hearing about the cookies. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have heard about this. I would like to know about that thing in the comment section below. But I know so many people already. They know about the cookies that I'm talking about. The narcissist is running off to test different types of cookies, but at the same time, they also want to hold this cookie that they have known for a very good number of years. So we're talking about the main source of supply. So we're simply talking about cookies, but in reality, we're talking about supplies. You know what I mean? So they like this supply, but they also want that supplies. You can fill up a narcissist's basket, but that basket will never get full. You can try to drop all the things you can in that basket, but they will never be satisfied and they will never have enough. You'll always see them running off and jumping again, going around and sleeping with different people, or sometimes running around and grabbing different types of cookies outside of your relationship or entanglement. So until then, guys, you already know that I love and appreciate your support. It has been a very short video. I wanted to explain to you just something about the cookie because I've seen that thing and I've heard about it many times. And if that has been your experience, I would like to know about that in the comment section below. And until then, it's been a blessing to have you guys on board. Book a session if you want to, ladies and gentlemen. Everything you need, you will find it in the description section below. There's more signing out, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Much love and blessings. Peace.